Welcome to the Pearl Perspective. I'm Lizi Pearl. I'm a naturally powerful master manifester, and I want to help you manifest your best life that you desire, dream of, and deserve.
Hi.
Hello.
I found the manifestation stories.
Excited! We got our manifestation stories, our success stories, so they're right on time. We're just about to start reading them.
Hello.
Alrighty. This is my boyfriend Mario, my mascot of manifestation. So I manifested him.
We're just going with that one, huh?
That's what I'm calling you now. You started it.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is my own fault.
It's your own fault.
Alright, so we have some stories today from r/Neville Goddard. Who's Neville Goddard?
Neville Goddard is one of the speakers and teachers of the Law of Assumption.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I don't remember if he coined the term himself, but I remember he was very prominent in teaching people about it and speaking on it and writing about it. And he was from the 20th century. Unfortunately, he's passed away now, but he lived for quite a long time and would teach people how to turn their assumptions into beliefs and their beliefs into their realities. So he's cool. He's good with affirmations and affirming and all that good stuff.
Sounds good to me. Alright, are we ready to go?
Yes.
Alright, so from r/Neville Goddard from 2 months ago, posted by Desperate Marketing 77. The title is, in parentheses, long success story. Manifested job using affirmations.
Manifested dream job using affirmations.
Good point. Alright, you want to start?
I shall start. This is a success story. Hi, I hope this post finds you in a place of ease and trust that things are working out for you. And if not, I hope that it will motivate you to use affirmations or whatever tools work best for you to find yourself there again. I want to share a little success story that I manifested recently that I hope can motivate anyone who is struggling in their 3D reality and are having doubts in the law of assumption or the power of our own minds. I know success stories have been very helpful to me, so I am happy to share a victory for anyone it may inspire.
Oh, my turn? Okay.
Yeah.
So a little backstory. I have been attempting to manifest my SP.
Specific person.
Oh.
So when you have someone...
So me.
Yes, when you have someone that you want to intentionally specifically manifest, they're called your specific person. Mario was my specific person because I had intentionally I've been I want Mario. I'm manifesting Mario. I'm affirming that he is my boyfriend. So he was my SP. And now he's still my SP because I'm going to keep you. He's held hostage.
You say that so threateningly. Anyway.
I'm holding you hostage.
I think you just hold me. Is that right? Yeah. Alright. So a little backstory. I have been attempting to manifest my SP back for a while now. But there has been a ton of internal resistance because our circumstances appear so bad and there is so much pain in the old story.
Can I talk about that real quickly?
Yeah, if you want, go ahead.
So our old story is the story that we are sort of living mindlessly on autopilot. It is often times referring to the story that we don't want to live. And when you talk about your new story, you're talking about the story that you're intentionally creating. You're curating for yourself the reality that you're pushing in the direction that you want to go in. When you repeat your old story, you are going to keep living those circumstances, and when you repeat your new story, you will eventually see that manifest into your reality, and you'll be living those circumstances. And regardless of what circumstances are around you, if you are properly using your 4D, which is your mind and your heart, your thoughts and your feelings, and your words, then you will be able to manifest things into the 3D, your current reality, with ease, and you'll be able to see those things happen even if things seem impossible.
Yeah. And just a little note on that too. That might sound a little spooky or even pseudoscience-y, but remember that manifestation is a way of framing the world in a spiritual way. If you think about our understanding of 3D space, that being the present that we're in, the time, the place, location, all of that, that's physical. But time itself is a little tricky because with the way the mind works, you're capable of seeing different futures or imagining them, seeing what you want your life to become. And in that way, your mind is Although an element of the present based on the past, it is able to project and see things in the future that you might want to come to fruition. Now, whether you believe that that's actually physically having an effect and reaching out and taking a timeline by the, what are these, reins? By the reins, and bringing it into your control, or just changing your mindset and changing your outlook to give you a better chance at reaching the version of yourself you want to have, that's the reason for having that 4D, 3D phrasing, because you're able to think outside of the time you currently exist in, and utilizing that to better your mind space and therefore better the self is something that's, well, a lot of people have found success with.
Yes.
I mean, if you've ever had any type of dialectical or other type of therapy, you've likely done this type of thing where you try to reframe or
cognitive therapy is reframing. Dialectical is mindfulness.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. See, this is the one. This is why he runs the videos, and I get him with like a.
He's so smart. He's so smart.
All right. This has now become more of a lecture than a reading.
But we can still add things to help inform our friends.
This is true.
And I want to add one thing, actually, speaking of.
We'll get back to the reading in a moment, I promise. Go ahead.
So, like Maya was saying, time is something that is in the 4D. That's what, the fourth dimension is time and space. For the manifesting community, for the manifestation community, we see it as time all exists in the now. And so the future is attainable through the present. And if you do the techniques, and if you follow the mindsets, and if you follow the life patterns and lifestyles that manifesting is referring to when it comes to intentional manifesting, then you'll be able to have that future in the present. If you can see it in the future, you can have it in the present. That's kind of the ideas that we believe in this community.
It's like chaos theory. Tiny changes to initial conditions can wildly change the outputs. That's the case and proven mathematically and physically, then surely within your own mind. If you just change a little bit of how you think or how you view things, you can wildly change the places that you end up.
Yes.
So it should be for the better. Alright, now, rambling done, I think we can save most of the heavier talk about that for another video too.
Other videos.
Yes. Hint, hint, wink, wink. I got to reach on the floor for the plug again, but I think I jumped. So, let's just start from here. I want to share a little success story that I manifested recently that I hope can motivate anyone who is struggling in their 3D reality, there we go, and having doubts in the law of assumption or the power of our own minds. I know success stories have been very helpful to me, so I'm happy to share a victory for anyone it may inspire. A little backstory. I've been attempting to manifest my specific person back for a while now. There's been a ton of internal resistance because our circumstances appear so bad and there's so much pain in the old story. A couple of months ago, I decided to focus more of my attention onto manifesting money instead. This is because I was feeling quite frustrated in my SP manifesting abilities, and money has always been fairly easy for me to attract because I have way less attachment and resistance to it. Attachment and resistance, that's because with manifesting, it's sometimes easier to manifest things that you don't feel a lack of, right?
Yes. So when you have an attachment to something, it is sort of saying that you feel stress and anxiety around that thing. Like an anxious attachment is really the idea that we're thinking of when it comes to attachment. When you think of resistance, it is through that attachment that you feel resistance because you are manifesting from a state of lack instead of a state of abundance. Therefore, you're getting what you don't want instead of what you do want. And
it's like a catch-22. If you focus so much on how badly you want something, you know that you don't have it.
Exactly. That is precisely it. And with attachment and resistance, we can work through them with affirmations because that is one of the best ways to really saturate our subconscious minds and trick ourselves into thinking we have what it is that we desire. And the law of attachment is something we're going to be talking about in later videos, but it's essentially talking about letting go of resistance and the outcome and those attachments so that way you can have what you desire faster. Because divine timing really refers to our inner timing with our manifestations, and there is no time because all time is now, like we just said.
Yeah. Divine self, higher self, higher ways of thinking, all of that to come. Or maybe right now, since time is all now. I'll keep reading. One of my first powerful experiences with the law and money was a couple years ago when I decided I wanted to manifest $7,000. In parentheses, I had recently read You Are a Badass at Making Money.
By Jensen Charles.
She has the book. You have the book.
I have the book.
I wanted to test out my ability to attain a certain number that felt believable, and 7 is my lucky number. Only a couple of weeks after I decided I made this amount of money, affirmed it for some times, and imagined I saw it in my bank account. Oh, hold on. Maybe I'll reread that. Only a couple weeks after I decided I made this amount of money, so affirming that you already have it, affirmed it for some time, and imagined I saw it in my bank account, my car literally blew up. Literally, I was babysitting and we walked outside and saw the entire car was in flames. Apparently it was due to an engine design flaw. Beware Hyundai and Kia models 2011 to 2013. Yikes. Long story short, my insurance ended up giving me a check of exactly $7,700 for the car. I was about to make a big move across the country, and the family member I was going to live with had an extra hybrid car I could use, so I didn't even need to use the money for a new car. I love this story because it is such an example to me that the universe is giving you everything you want, and even when the circumstances seem terrible, I was devastated at first. Who wouldn't be if car just deciding,
Kablooey.
Things are always working out in your favor. Can I read one more?
Yeah.
Now, a couple months ago, I started to affirm that I make $5,000 a month. That might not sound like a lot, but it was a solid start as an improvement from the $3,500 I was making. Jerry Hicks has said to put your basket far enough that you are excited if you make the shot, but not too far that you don't believe you will make it, which I really resonate with.
Jerry and Esther Hicks work under the name Abraham Hicks. It's their spiritual name. They are really great resources when it comes to manifestation with the law of attraction specifically. Noah God is great for the law of assumption, and Abraham Hicks is great for the law of attraction. Both chef's kiss.
Expect a book review of them in the future.
Yes! Oh my gosh, I love all of them. My only tool was robotic affirming. I make $5,000 a month consistently throughout the day. They kept reaffirming it all throughout the day, and imagining myself making that amount of money. I kid you not. The next week, my manager approached me and said that I don't make as much as I should be. She said she would try and advocate to our boss that I get a raise to $4,500 a month. With the part-time job I work, which is another passion job I manifested, that would put me at exactly $5,000 a month. I was like, wow, this really works fast. Well, my boss declined and said I only deserved to get an additional $500 a month. Still a small success in that there was still a raise. I was super disappointed and doubted that this truly worked after all, and this is why we persist, because more good happens to this person.
Birds before land, huh?
Birds before land, exactly. Well, fast forward a couple of months, and I realized after my manager quits that I absolutely need to leave this job because of how toxic this boss is. I write my list out of everything I'm looking for in a job: an environmental and inspiring cause, preferably non-profit, hardworking and kind team, remote, good stuff, paid travel, and at least $5,000 a month. A week after I make the decision that I need to leave my current job, my sister sends me a posting about a job with all of these qualities on the list and more. I'm recently out of college and don't have extensive professional experience, but they were looking for the exact qualifications that I had. It all came to me. What is meant for you will find you. I had even made a trust fall into the universe and quit my current job without a backup plan, because I knew no matter what I had to do, I had to get out of this toxic job.
Snaps for someone taking care of their mental health. We don't see that enough nowadays.
We always need to take care of our mental health and self-care, because we are our first points of manifestation. We are the person who's going to have our back the most, right?
The person that you're going to be with the most, if nothing else.
Yeah.
So, I had to get out of the toxic job. But honestly, As soon as I saw that the pay was exactly $5,000, I knew I had it in the bag. It felt like a little secret joke that the universe and I were exchanging, which is how I believe manifesting should feel. Despite the fact that I was concerned I was underqualified since it was such a great position, I passed through the round of 3 interviews and they all went incredibly well. I just signed the contract today. Yeah, so I would say interview. Oh, that's it. Next time you can find it better. Too long. 3, 2, 1. Time out. 3, 2, 1. I just signed my contract today. Smile face. Look at it. A fun aside, a cherry on top of it all happened this afternoon, which felt like the ultimate wink from the higher self, and what has compelled me to share this with you. Since I've manifested the offer for this job, I have been so impressed by my own power that I have been keeping my mental diet clean. It's possible, at least. We aren't perfect, and it takes a repetition to change old neural pathways. Psychologically. One of my favorite affirmations has been, quote, I am living my dream reality, or, quote, I am living my dream life. And then I go about my day repeating this to myself when I need to redirect my focus, but most importantly, gently allowing the feeling that I would have if I was doing this action and I felt like my life was whole. I am thankful, lucky, or whatever feeling I would embody in that moment in my ideal reality. So just letting the mind exist as if this was the case already. As I am doing this in a cafe last week, I see a raffle to win a free spa and skincare treatment day. I'm already feeling so lucky and thankful, I decided to sign up, and lo and behold, I win. Isn't that just incredible? Because when you manifest, everything works out for you, and everything works out for you. There's more. There's more. Go ahead. After the amazing and fun skincare treatment this afternoon, the woman passes out to each of us cards of affirmation. She says, now we have just pampered you physically, but I also know the importance of taking care of your mind and the power of our thoughts in changing our lives. Each of you will pick a card, and I truly believe that is the message you are meant to hear today. Wow. So this woman reflected what OP was feeling and thinking, and that is another sign of evidence of manifestation. The affirmation card I picked says, I'm courageous and I stand up for myself, with the back stating, know your worth and don't allow others to make you feel any less. Their opinions are just that, opinions. And we know that they did that with their boss because they stood up for themselves by leaving the job and finding one that was better suited for them. This was exactly what I needed to hear, as I have recently been horribly treated by 3 of my closest friends and blocked by all of them without being given a reason. I have been very hurt by this, knowing that I manifested it, but not understanding how or why. But I can now see that this is just the bridge of instance to something greater, probably not defying myself through the opinions of others and finding better friends. So when it comes to manifestation, we manifest everything that we experience. However, if you manifest something bad, do not blame yourself for it. Take accountability in a positive way that is empowering, knowing that you can change things. Because you can't blame yourself for not knowing that you are doing something that you're doing if you are unaware of it. And you can't blame yourself for repeating old patterns until you are able to teach yourself to repeat new patterns. So don't blame yourself. Be responsible and accountable in an empowering way that reminds you that you have the ability to control your reality. But sometimes, we're human, we make mistakes with manifesting, and that is okay. Whether it be just learning manifesting intentionally later on, taking some time to practice and getting used to manifesting intentionally, or having a bad day and slipping up a little bit. Be gentle with yourself and love yourself, because that will help you to manifest intentionally in a greater and better way. And in the case of OP here, it'll help them to know their worth and not stick around for friends that don't see that. Exactly. Sometimes we also manifest things that teach us lessons. Do not look at manifestations that are slightly different than expected as failures, but rather as lessons. And also a way to practice to be better at manifesting later. Absolutely. We're starting on this one, right? Yeah. This has been one of the hardest and darkest years of my life for a multitude of reasons. Car blowing up will do that to you. And I know it was because of a deeply negative spiral I had in my own thinking. I also now know that this darkness will soon all feel worth it, as it has forced me to find the light of my own consciousness through the power of pure awareness paired with my imagination and positive thinking. If you have also been going through a dark time, I hope this post inspires you to know your own power and watch your thoughts. Make it fun. It feels good to know nice things and to think nice things, but also be gentle with yourself in the process. My biggest challenge has been forgiving myself for all of these seemingly horrible and unfortunate circumstances I have manifested in my life in the last years. But as Bashar says, Bashar? But as Bashar says, everything is inherently neutral. If you give it a positive meaning, you can only receive a positive result. Mindfulness right there.
Mindfulness, dialectical behavioral thinking. Behavioral therapy. Next step, using this newfound wisdom to manifest my SP and creating music. It's my face. I believe in therapy. I believe in desperate marketing 77. As a kid, I remember telling my dad, I know the universe is speaking to me, because it was so easy and fun for me to read the signs it was using to communicate to me about my questions and desires. I now know that it was and is me speaking to me. As Neville says, there is only one I am, and your infinite self is that I am. Like I mentioned, I think either in this video or the video before this, I am is a religious saying, but we can still apply it to a spiritual thought. Because whether you're religious or spiritual, you're still allowed to have access to this information. Whether you are an atheist, whether you are Muslim, Christian, Jewish, Buddhist, whatever your religion is, whatever you believe, if you're agnostic even, spirituality applies to all of us. And the great I am is an idea within Christianity that can be applied to spirituality as well, which is the idea that God is the great I am, and what I am is being encompassing of all that is good. And we are our own great I ams. In the teachings of Neville Goddard, there is a God within ourselves, as we are made in the image of God, and so we are the great I am.
There's always something you can ascribe to that's greater than just the individual, even if that's just being the best version of yourself or the happiest version of yourself. Since that does take a lot of work, and unfortunately the way the world is, it doesn't come free for a lot of people.
But it can if we all work towards spreading the message that we are in charge of our realities and that we deserve the best, because it is our birthright to be happy as human beings.
I hope none of you would disagree with that.
I hope we all care about human rights.
Alright. So from you to you, and me to me, you've got this. You will receive your desires, and things are always working out for you no matter how they seem.
Life is meant to be fun, so I hope you can have fun with it all too.
Ain't that just sweet?
That is the end of our story. Oh, good story!
It's not a story,
I'm sorry. Well, the story that we're reading.
Yeah.
To you.
But that is the type of thing that you can get with manifesting, and realizing that not only do you have more worth, but there are more things, there's more value for you to get out of life, whether that's monetary, professional success, or just personal success, and finding people that matter. You're staring at me.
I love you.
I love you too.
So yeah, it's true. We find things that matter in life, and the things that matter in life find us.
Yeah. Case in point. Hi. Yes?
I like you. I like you too. I agree.
I like you too.
I agree. That's a meme.
I don't actually know that.
I will show you that. I need to show you good.
Huh. I have to go look at a meme now. So again, thank you for having me, Lizi.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you for joining us. Remember that you are a naturally powerful master manifester, and our next success story. Goodbye!